All right, let's get into the lesson. And we are finishing up on our fib training from yesterday.
I'll keep going. This will be a major fib session. I just like to go really slow. Clear. Let's go. Should be about 2 pips, 3 pips in profit. 2 pips. Some people got 39 of it. All right. I'll keep going on the pairs. But I'm gonna say this. If you take this session and don't go and try to apply it, you just wasted an hour of your life. Now you need to take this value and you need to go do something. This is how I learned. I would watch. I joined IM a year and a half ago. I had 3 educators to follow. I had 3. You guys have 12, 13 of us, HFX educators. You guys have so much to learn from, so much value from different minds, from different strategies. Go and apply this. Find a group of people on your team. Everyone's on a team here. Go find a group of people, have your fib set up, and go draw it on every single pair that I trade with. I don't know how it moves on these pairs, so draw it on these ones that I have set up because I've only done it on those pairs. Not sure how it works on these other pairs. I haven't even tried it. I don't mess with these pairs down here. All these ones on top here, I know they work for. So now go apply it. Go do something with it with your friends. Sweet. A lot of people cleared. Let's go. Let's go to Euro GBP. Let's see what this pair is up to. What do we have going on here? Have an overall kind of, it's uptrending, downtrending. When it's looking like that, I like to go with the current trend, which is, this is uptrending here. This is when more analysis comes into play. We have a big resistance line. This is where it gets a little bit tougher. It's downtrending. It has a resistance line here. We have a short-term uptrend, longer-term downtrend. So this is when you need to look at the market a little bit more. You can't just look at your chart and go like this. Oh, yep, uptrending. You gotta get the bigger picture. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. You always have to zoom out, get the bigger picture of the market, get a feel, draw your support and resistance lines. If you don't know how to draw those, please go back to watch my recording sessions. Otherwise, next week, Monday, I will be going over the regular Monday Training 101. So I'm going to draw this as an uptrend, but this scares me with the resistance it has. So a lot of resistance is where, you know what resistance is, price comes up to a certain point in the market and bounces off of it. So I see a lot of resistance. I'd rather trade with this on a downtrend. So simply, literally, I'm not going to draw this one up. I'm not going to draw it up. Just because if we drew it up, we draw it up. Something like this, latest low, latest high. Let me redo that. I'm going to draw it. So when it's on an uptrend, take notes. If you're taking notes, write this down. On an uptrend, first find the low. Next, you find the high. Find the high second on an uptrend. Because first, you have to draw on the low. Click on the low, click on the high, extend over. Not click on the high, but find the high and extend it over, then click it. So anything before, the latest high, doesn't matter. Anything before the high doesn't matter. Everything after the high matters because this is uptrending. So after this, we wait for price to come into our orange zone, 0.618 or 0.5 if you don't have those colors, and we take a 5-minute buy. The orange zone, 5 minutes later, these are 5-minute candlesticks. Price is above our entry. It's above the orange zone even. Yeah, if you came in late, I would go back and re-watch it because I know a lot of people have been on here the whole time. Let's see. People are asking if Euro JPY is still a valid trade. It's valid in the green zone. Because this would have been a first entry if we had this marked up a little bit higher. We had to move it down a little bit. It would be valid in the green zone if you have that marked up. So Euro GBP, I wouldn't draw this fib. I would have just a totally different analysis, but this is how you would draw an uptrend. I wouldn't draw this on an uptrend just because of the heavy resistance this has. All right, let's go to Euro USD. Let's see what this pair is up to. Let's see. Go to the hour. This is uptrending, has been for a while. US dollar is like nothing. Go back to our 5-minute. This is uptrending, so we want to draw the fib. Uptrending, right? Trade with the trend, trade with the trend, trade with the trend. It's uptrending. Take buys. On this, the fib doesn't apply. We can't really draw it here because on an uptrend, we'd have to find the low first and then the high. This just isn't valid. This just doesn't, there's not enough information here. So Euro USD doesn't work out. There's just this is just not enough. Price hasn't moved enough. And we want to be taking buys. Buys with the fib. So hopefully that makes sense. There's a time and place to draw the fib, and there's a time and place to not draw the fib. Lopez re-asked that question again. I did not see it. On Euro GBP, do not take buys on this because longer term this is probably going to be going down. I just drew this up as an example on how to draw an uptrend because all of our drawings right now have been downtrending. I wouldn't take another buy on this in the green zone. But usually when you're on an uptrend, if your first entry is in the orange, your second entry is in the green, and your third entry is at the bottom. So this is going to take time. It's not, automatic. Oh, draw it up. It looks good. This is going to take time. You gotta have an analysis of the bigger picture of the market as well. So GBP USD, second to last pair. So what this is doing, this is uptrending on the hour. You want to check all your time frames. This is downtrending from, what time is this? Okay. We do have a trend down, 5. So I like this in a sell opportunity. Yes, way longer term. We look at the hour. This is heavily uptrending. On this 5 minute, I like this. This covers enough time for this to work on this 5 minute trend. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 candles. This is the last hour. So downtrending first, establish the high. Establish the high. Next, establish the low right there. Grab our fib on the downtrend, hit the high first, go down, find the low of the body, extend it over. Yes, I'd like a little bit more. I'd like a few more candles, but this will work. So we have our high, we have our low, everything else after matters, right? After this low, price came up to our orange zone in between 0.5 and 0.618. 5 minute sell, depending on when you took that entry in the candle and how this ended, should have cleared below this top wick here. After that, second entry, price moves down and back up into our green zone. 5 minute entry, maybe we would have had to roll it over a time or two depending on when the timing was in these candles. I can't really go back, but this is how we would draw it. I didn't know how the timing worked out on these. Looks like price isn't really moving much right now on GBP USD. Second entry would have been in the green. Another downtrend. Everything's downtrending. I would like an hour or more to draw the fib. At least an hour or more. Nathan, I do not trade odd pairs. Those are on the bench. They've been on the bench for over a year. I do not trade odd pairs. So the next entry on GBP USD would be at the top here. It's already hit our green zone. So it would be about 540 would be the entry. Let's see. Multiple active trades. So one of the questions was, would you take multiple active trades? Like it reaches orange, you take a sell, but it doesn't go down and just keeps going up with the green zone. Would you take another entry and roll the orange trade over? Personally, I like getting into a maximum of 2 trades at a time. 2 trades at a time. I don't like to overwhelm having multiple entries on different pairs as well. The 2, I limit myself at 2. You know, if those 2 trades just somehow just keeps going through my sells, so be it. Take the loss, learn from it. You might have needed an extra analysis more than the fib tool along with your strategy. So I would say 2 max. If it goes past the orange zone, take 1 more entry into the green zone, but then you need to analyze, you know, the bigger picture. Where could it come to next? Where's the next low? Like, what has history done? You need to look to the left. Always look to the left. Have your analysis. Don't just look at the market like this. This doesn't say enough. You need to zoom out. You need to understand the bigger picture of what it's doing, because you're going to have lines, clearer lines. I'm going to erase all these lines. These will be gone for Wednesday, and usually Monday, you know, one of mine are set for the week, and then just comes with adding a few lines here and there each and every day. So maybe needed to roll this over a few times. I don't know how this worked with timing. but now it is heading downward. I do not use fixed time. I used unfixed time. How I trade is on the 5 minutes, unfixed time. See this little timer at the top? I take all my trades within 4 to 5 minutes. I don't take exact 5 minutes. I try to get this timer in between 4 and 5 minutes. I like the closer side to 5 minutes, but if it goes anywhere below 4, I will reset my entry. So I always make sure of that. Unfixed time on 5 minutes, that's just how I trade. I've done a lot of studying on that. I do not like 3 minutes. I like to let the market breathe, make its move, especially with the fib strategy as well. So 5 minutes, unfixed time, anywhere in between 4 and 5 minutes. So I'm trying to get all the questions. What other indicators and analysis do you use along with the fib? I just trade on a naked chart. I call it a naked chart. I don't use any indicators. I don't use currency strength meter. A, I trade with the trend. B, I will draw the fib tool if possible, if it makes sense. C, I will have support, resistance, trend lines. I will also utilize this rectangle tool. This shows me a lot of areas where price is, heading to. I also do analysis on the 15, 30 hour time frames of where it's going longer term. Where is it supporting, resisting? Otherwise, I do not use anything else. I'm not saying the other ways don't work at all, because those other ways to trade didn't work for me. If you haven't heard this before, trading is about finding what works best for you. Maybe this way doesn't work for you. Maybe it doesn't make sense to you. That's okay. I'm not going to be heartbroken. You have to find your way. I want you to be successful in this. No one wants you to fail. You just need to find your way to understand it the best, to be the most successful and profitable trader you can be. Which training can help with beginners? Favorite session? Anything? I just go to a regular chart training, honestly. Any chart training, super training, trading with the trend and fib training session, market analysis. Any of my favorites are pretty good beginner ones. I really take it slow. Sorry if I missed any of your questions. I try to get to all the questions. Oh, odd pairs. Odd pairs are AUD. Sorry, not ODD. Odd Australian dollar. AUD. Sorry about that. We have our last pair here, and then we'll wrap it up. USD CAD is our last pair. Again, looking at this, you'll realize, it just doesn't make sense to draw it. See this? We see this uptrending on our 5 minute. Price is kind of, staying in these areas. With this fib, it just doesn't make sense. The low right here, our high is way up there. I just wouldn't draw that. Just doesn't make sense. Have your other analysis on it. The fib's not going to match up on every pair, every time, at the time you're trading. So you just have to say, so be it. That's why you have to have another analysis. This just helps with retracement and zones you need to be aware of. Hopefully you got a better understanding of the fib retracement tool. If you have people that could benefit from this session, send them to my. You got value from this?
All right, that concludes that training there. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, we want to go into some prac app real quick for our last 30 minutes. So give me 1 second, everybody. So now we're gonna give everybody a chance to draw up a fib, and then we can actually go look at a live chart and maybe take a couple of trades this morning. You know, demo account if you want to use a demo account or $1 trade, just practicing what you're putting out there. But I do want to say some things about boot camp and the purpose of it and things like that. Um, Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to load something up. Okay, so good. All right, so the purpose of boot camp, number one, is to get you disciplined, right? Get you into a regimen. That's why we're here. But the things we're trying to do also is do hands-on, which is what I refer to as called prac app, applying what you're learning, and you got to do that immediately in order to see the results. So during this 30-day period, the goal is to be able to understand how to mark up a chart, how to use the fib tool, right? And then work on more strategies after we cover the basics, right? From day 1 to day 30. We want to see progression. The issue that I see is that some of us are not participating in the homework. So you gotta make sure you're doing the work because otherwise it's pointless for you to be in boot camp. Every day you should be doing at least 5 charts, marking up 5 charts, placing them in the chart markup. Because if I'm not seeing them put in there, you're not doing them. Every day I put my charts in there, not for show. I'm putting them there to show you guys that I'm doing it. I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not doing, right? The workout, I'm doing the workout. Um, what else? The goal. I wrote my goals down. I need to put that to show you guys. So there's certain things that you guys got to continue to do because number one, that's discipline for you. In 30 days, you want to see some results, right? When I first joined this academy, I did not have this in place. Now we have a tool to help us get over that gap, right? You already may not know how to trade, but you're here because you may want to be a better trader. I don't know your why reason why you're here, but you're here for a reason. So all I want to do is just encourage you and recommend you to put the effort into what you need to do as far as the work is concerned so that you can see the results in 30 days because it will help you. All right. So without further ado, what I want to do next, like I said, is have you an opportunity to share your screen and we can mark up some charts trying to use the fib. We're going to practice using the fib this morning. And then from there, we can try to use the fib, taking some trades to see if that strategy really works or not. Okay. So Emma, would you like to go first? Let me make sure I let you guys on mute. I think I did already. Yeah. Okay. Emma, would you like to go first? Okay. Maybe she can't hear me. Okay, Sandra. Oh, you can't hear me. Wait a minute. Now, why is that? You can't hear me still? What? Now you can hear me? Okay, who's muted? Look like somebody's saying they're muted. Wait a minute. Hold on. How about now, Emma?
All right, we're good to go here now.
So wait a minute. So you guys didn't hear nothing I just said?
I couldn't unmute.
No, we heard all of that.
Oh wow.
We
So I
couldn't
just gave
unmute.
a whole speech and you guys couldn't hear me?
No, we heard it. I
Oh,
heard it.
okay. Great. I was going to say, wow, that's a bummer. All right. I feel better now you guys heard me, so I ain't got to say that again. Okay, so what I was saying was, Emma, would you like to go first and share your screen?
All right, sure.
Okay.
You have to enable screen sharing.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Check this out anyway. All this. This is in a heavy downtrend. So we're just looking for a setup for
Yeah,
a fib, right?
exactly. Because all pairs are not going to set up for the fib. So right now
Yeah.
you got to try to find the best pair. Go back to GJ. GJ looked like it was downtrending almost.
Okay.
Yeah, GJ.
All right, yeah, because they're not down. But it hasn't really reached the lows yet.
You're trying to wait for it to hit a certain point.
Yeah, if because right now it looks like if it's in a downtrend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if we look for the latest high, which would be here,
Mm-hmm.
but the latest low, we might have to keep moving it. I don't know if it will stop going down. I could try it for now. So if I draw it here, and then take it here, and then I guess just keep waiting. Might just have to keep moving it until it hits the low.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if it will make a low.
Right.
Right, so it looks like if it's making a low here.
Mm-hmm. So basically, everybody, right now, this is basically setting up for a retracement entry. So if the price comes into the 618, which is what Jake's strategy tells you to do, is to take your first trade in the 618, your second trade in the 705, and then your third trade in the 152.
Let me just see something here.
And what she's doing right there, she actually went back in history to see where in history or to the left was there any resistance. So that's why she drew that line there to give her kind of a reference point of where she would like to take her trade at.
Yeah, at least if the best possible entry. If I see it, if the green arrow kind of shooting up heavy, it might surpass the orange zone.
Mm-hmm. Great job, Emma.
So we're gonna wait for it.
Yeah, we can wait a few minutes, see what happens.
All right. Vaughn, I have a question.
Yeah.
Based on yesterday with the markup that I did, which I lost, somebody had put in a chat that the DXY took a hit. What is the DXY?
The DXY is the US dollar.
Okay.
And you can actually type that over there in your favorite list. Just push the plus sign and type in DXY. So basically, they're saying if DXY goes up or down, it has a reaction to your pair you was in.
DXY.
Hold on, let me try. Let me go to my screen and find it for you. Since that didn't work for you. Go to the when you go to your ad symbol, make sure you click on all.
Okay.
Hmm.
DXY. The first one?
Yeah, try the first one. Let me go back to it and see which one it is. Yeah, it's just showing you what it's doing. But see, the thing is, Emma,
Yeah.
I don't use all of that. So my strategy does not allow me to use indicators and extra stuff. So I mean, it's good to I guess have that for some people, but for me, I don't really use DXY and all of that. It all depends on how you trade.
Right.
Hmm.
I was just thinking that if I had even looked at the currency strength yesterday with that trade, it was below one, the US dollar, because I have currency heat wave on my phone.
Yeah.
And the currency strength for the US dollar was below one when I was taking that UJ trade. And well, JPY was very high and I took buys. So if
Hmm.
I had seen that, I probably would have second guessed or looked to see what was happening before I took those trades.
Understood. And Emma, you know what? Just from my personal experience, I've tried trading with the working with the currency strength, and I found that I don't really need that either to help me win my trade. So I think it's important to look at that. But for me, I don't necessarily have success with just worrying about that. So I don't want to deter you from using that stuff and just saying that me, I like to keep the fluff, as I say, away from my trading and
Minimum.
kind of just
Yeah.
go off my strategy. But you got to figure out what works best for you, and then kind
Yeah.
of go from there. Hmm.
But usually with the support, resistance, and fib, I mean, I don't usually use the couple. I try to practice with it. I don't
Yeah,
look at the current strength,
right.
but just to see that how the tree went in a completely different direction
Definitely.
yesterday.
Definitely. Okay. Well, are we waiting on your pair to make its move? Does anybody else want to share their screen?
Let me
Dorian,
stop
would
sharing.
you like to share your screen real quick?
Yes, sir. Well, my Zoom on my computer doesn't work, so I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, hold on. Let's give me a second.
Okay, sure.
Uh,
You had a question about something last night, didn't you?
oh, I just want to do some training. That way I know what's going on.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
this is EJ.
Hmm.
I do all my markups on the daily, and
You
what I
don't
do,
come down to the 4 hour, 1 hour, and all that stuff.
I do
Hmm.
if I missed a line or so. But
Okay.
with the daily, I found that it's more accurate for me
Okay.
because what it does, it's a stronger support or resistant line, and
Hmm.
it always reacts more off the daily since it's on a smaller time frame.
Okay.
But yeah, I marked it up on the daily. I mean, I would go down to the 4 hour and the 1 hour, but I found that it likes to break the 1 hour sometimes, and maybe sometimes the 4 hour. But yeah, if I were to draw the field for EJ, it would be my high. Oh, let me get me.
Are you still on the daily chart?
No, so I'm back at the 5 minute.
Okay, great. No problem.
How do you draw on this thing again?
How do you draw the field?
Nah, I was trying to draw like a circle so I can show you why.
Oh,
Well,
it'll be in the section where the brush is at. See that eclipse? Try that eclipse. That should be a circle.
eclipse.
Hmm.
Ooh, which one is it?
Come
Oh, there
down.
we go.
Yep. Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Is
Well,
that
y'all
what
know what I
you
mean. Right here. Just know this is the high.
check
Well,
that?
yeah. But if I were to draw my field, I don't think there's enough information yet, but well, it might be. But yeah, wait for price to come up here before I take it for a sale.
Okay, great. All right. Did you have any other questions while you're sharing your screen about anything else?
As far as when I look at it, like when I be looking at charts and I be seeing other people mark up, I be like, so it was yesterday. There was a guy who posted a picture, and well, I guess because I didn't go look at the pair myself to see what the overall trend was, but it was crazy how it went all the way back up to. Hold on, I don't know if you remember seeing the picture, but he was explaining if it hits a certain zone right here, it will go down, but it's still like an uptrend to me.
Mm.
I don't know. It was weird. I was just getting a little confused, and I guess I was overthinking it.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I wish I knew what the picture you were talking about and where I can look at it and give you my thoughts about it.
Hold on, let me see it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. It'll be like 2 seconds.
Sure.
I put it in a group.
Okay. What I can do is share my screen and go to that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can.
I don't know. It was looking more like it just went up for a crazy uptrend, and then I don't know how he got it just like it was a downtrend. I don't know. It just looked it kind of off to me.
Are you talking about the picture on the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So which part are you talking about? Inside the field box?
Yes, sir. Well,
Okay.
because I seen when I was looking at information before, I would look over to when it was just started buying up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere it just starts going back down again. But it's just like it just still like it could still possibly go up.
Okay.
And it will just stay on the uptrend. Like the whole trend would just reverse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just looking at this picture, though, I mean, I can't see the overall market right now to know if to be able to tell if it's an uptrend or downtrend. So I thought I could be able to see more, but I would need to zoom out in order to really give you, you know, saying give you some solid feedback. Because right now it looks like it's in a downtrend from the photo, and it just it's about to retrace, or it could be about to retrace, you know. But I can't really see the overall picture from this little view right here.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I was getting confused about. It's like I felt like I was drawing the fib wrong.
Okay, but this example though that he drew up, it's a good setup for the fib.
Yeah.
Right now we're just waiting for the market to come back up into the zone before we can take a trade on it though.
Okay.
Yeah, what we can do though is look now to see if we see anything else, you know, in the market, and kind of practice with it. What just happened? How's GJ looking, Emma? Is it coming back up yet?
Nah, it broke our.
Oh, yeah, it kept going down. Yeah, this is kind of the same thing that was happening yesterday. It was the market was just dropping. A lot of pairs were dropping down, but it may stop at what's this 940? So it may stop there.
Let's see if I have.
But I did draw the field correctly on that one, right?
Oh yeah, yep, you were good to go.
Oh, okay.
Now, one thing I want to add to you guys is that when you put your photos into the chart markup group, it's kind of difficult to see what's going on if you want to take a picture like this. If you zoom into your fib and you hide the rest of the chart, we can't really determine if it's in a downtrend or an uptrend. And let's say if I look at it an hour, 2 hours later, I'm not going to know if it was in a downtrend or not because I can't go to my own chart and see what happened. So what I try to do is I try to maybe zoom out like this, right, to show what the market is doing. That way, if I need some feedback, they can see, okay, yeah, it was in a downtrend, or no, it wasn't. So you might not want to use the fib at that time. So if you want to take two photos, that may be best to show what you're trying to, tell everybody in the group for the
Okay.
feedback. So let's just see if we see anything. If I can show you how I would use the fib. Okay, so no, not here. So this pair actually is not setting up enough for me to use my fib. UJ. UJ is moving the same way as GJ.
Yeah.
GJ is in that deep downtrend, and UJ is doing the same thing. So, but you can see it's starting to retrace. But even with all these engulfing candles, it will be difficult really to use the fib right now because it just is a steady drop. So I wouldn't use the fib right here. I would just use more of my zones.
Mm-hmm.
Like it already hit my zone here, as you can see, and it's kind of like retracting. Right, it broke through a little bit, but you see it retraced. So this would have been a good entry point here. So if I would have got it here and then rolled that back up, I would have cleared that trade.
Quick question, Vaughn.
Yes, ma'am.
So if we're not doing, because I know with the fib, Jake says to do 5-minute trades, right?
Yes. Well, no. Hold on. No, that's not accurate. That's what he trades. He trades on the 5-minute time frame. I
Yeah.
do 4-minute trades.
Even with the fib?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I was going to ask you if the currency pair is doing something like this, right, where it's going down so heavily, and instead of using the fib, we're now going to use our zones, right?
Yes.
How much time should we do on a trade? Same 4 minutes, or how much ever long?
Yeah, it depends on you. If you see the thing about time frame, it's all about how you trade and what your strategy is. Some traders trade 1-minute trades. They do like the pullback strategy on a 1-minute trade, 1-minute time frame. I've tried 1-minute trades. I tried 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 and 5. And for me, 4 minutes seems to be the key that works best for me. So I guess again, it falls back to you practicing the different time frames and figuring out which one works best for you.
Right. Okay.
Hmm. So you guys see that? So this wouldn't have been a good spot for a fib because it did retrace, but now it's going back down. So I wouldn't even try to trade this pair right now unless I'm
Yeah.
taking sales. So if price came back up to here, boom, take a sale, sell it back down. But I would just try to find something else right now. Okay, so I thought we had an uptrend. So this pair here, UCAD is in it was in a downtrend as you see here. Now it has came back up, retraced. Now it's retesting this zone right here, and it bounced back down. So
I did the same chart as Emma. I did the GBP and JYP.
okay.
But I didn't. To me, it didn't look like the fib was good to use on it. I actually posted already in boot camp so you guys can see. I can't share my screen because I'm at work.
No problem. I'll go
But I
through
did.
this. I got you right here. That way you want to explain anything you can.
Yeah, I didn't. To me, it just didn't look like the fib was good to use. It was just it's just in a heavy downtrend right now. It's not enough activity to me. That's what I saw.
Well, the thing about it is, this is just like what I was just talking about, is that it's in a steady downtrend. So you got to pretty much keep drawing and keep moving it until it stops. So this will be setting up for a good time to use the field, but it has to stop moving in order for it to retrace back. That's the only thing. You don't know when it's going to actually stop. You can kind of watch it, and you can have your zones marked up or your horizontal lines drawn up, your resistance lines, and then predict that it may hit this zone and go back up. That's all you can do. You just wait. It's like a waiting game.
Okay.
Hmm. But you were on point right now. It wasn't good, but eventually it may set up because you want to put it out there on a downtrend or an uptrend.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. All right. I put it. Did you see the other one I put in there this morning?
No, I haven't had any time to look at charts this morning. I woke up and got right on boot camp.
Okay.
But I'll take a look at it for you and give you some feedback. So I got an alarm going off on UJ. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so UJ hit this bottom zone down here. Like, so this thing is still dropping. So like I said, right now I wouldn't be looking to trade this pair right now because it's just dropping. So I'm going to ignore that alarm.
I got one more question,
Sure.
and this is about the trading view itself. I keep hearing that everybody say that when they put their lines, they lines they mark their charts up, and it pretty much can last them a week, sometimes two. I even heard Jake say he used his almost 2 weeks. But when I mark my chart up and I go back in, and my lines be gone. Is there something that I should be somehow I should be saving it, or other
Yeah.
than at the top?
Did
Is
you
there
log
something else?
in with your name and
Yes, I'm in.
information?
Yep, I'm in.
It should automatically save your pair. But if it
I don't
doesn't,
know.
mhm.
Mhm.
If it
Is
doesn't,
there how do
you
you
can go here and save. I don't know if you can see my
where?
screen right now where it says gold.
Yeah, I saw that one, but see, I where it says that little arrow, and then you uh what the drop box where it says you can rename and all that.
Hmm.
But is it something else uh that I should have on to automatically save?
No, because mine does it automatically without me doing anything. I would have to do a Zoom with you and go over that with you on a one-on-one and see what's going on because you
Yeah,
should
because
be able to
mine's
save your screen. Even make
hmm
sure it says I got mine on auto save right here. See, it says auto
okay.
save. So make
That's
sure
probably
yours is on
where.
auto save
Let me see. Where'd you get that from? At the top.
right here in the little
That's what it
bars right
is. My
here.
auto. That's what it was. My auto save wasn't on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, got it.
Glad I could help you. Sometimes it's hard to help people on a Zoom,
Mhm.
but that's good. That worked out pretty good. Okay, so like on this pair here, even though it's not setting up with the fib, just trading off my zones, I will be waiting for this to come to a certain point. It was in a downturn overall. That's why I got my channels there, and you see I took a lot of sales on this pair. Um, so here for me, if it came to this zone, I would take a sell right now. So even right here, if it comes up to 635 or higher, I would take a sell right now. So let me see, UCAD. And you don't have to take this trade. I'm just wanting to see something. So that's at 632. And it may even come up a little higher, but let's just see. 631. It may not come 635.
Hmm.
See if it gives me a little spike up. Four. If it gives me a spike up to 635, I would take it. But if it doesn't, I wouldn't take it right now. I'll keep moving since it's not there yet. See if I see anything else that I can play around with. Okay, so like this pair here, it gave me a tease. All right. Well, it wouldn't give me 630. Okay, so GR. All right, what do I see on GR? Let's see. It was in an overall uptrend. Now it's in a temporary downtrend. So like on this pair, if I was to use the fib, I could wait for it to come up here. And then what I do is I go back left to see where was it at previously. Was there a level of resistance anywhere? And it looks like it would be probably right in there. Oh well, I'm not gonna waste my time doing that right now. Come on. Okay. All right. So just want to see if it was going to retrace right now, just to give us kind of examples, but nothing is setting up for us right now, of course, to practice with. UCAD tank down, so it would have been a good entry at 631. I didn't want to take it lower because I felt that a little higher would have given me a better opportunity to clear if it came back up. But UCAD, this would have been a great call out had I caught it. So this, I just want to show you guys my strategy, which is trading off the zones. So right
Mhm.
there, I would have took the trade, and as you guys saw, that it definitely would have cleared. It makes sense, for me to take this trade. But let me see if I see anything else. Sure, I hear somebody asking a question.
Yeah. So you see how you said 635 or higher, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever number you call. How do you, is it that if it reaches 635, you take it one time, or do you wait to see if it will go higher? You know what I mean?
Yeah, great question. So for me, I try to go off that like one time, right, in
Okay.
that certain zone, because I noticed that if I take 2, 3, 4, 5 trades on the same spot, eventually it's gonna pop. So if it comes to my zone, like right here, for example, come here, I'm taking my trade,
Right.
right? I'm gonna wait. Then wait, okay, so this is from 11:45 last night all the way
Mm-hmm.
until 2:55. That was when was that? That was actually on the 5th, April the 5th. So April the 6th is when it came back to my zone. So that's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
time that I feel
Yeah.
like I'll be comfortable taking another trade. But like in the same hour or 15 minutes or so, that's kind of risky because unless it's in consolidation. But like
Right.
this, for example, I wouldn't do it. But since consolidation, sure, I'll take a trade down here, up here, all day long. I think I did it on GCAD. Let me see. Um, let me show you what I did. Okay, right here. So here's an example. Okay, so I took about 8 or 10 trades off this pair
Right.
because every time it came to my upper zone, I took a sell. Every time it hit my lower line, I took a call. So right
Right.
here, I was eating all day off this.
Right.
So it just depends on the setup. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. Like I said, an uptrend, downtrend action, I wouldn't do that because
Okay.
it may only hit that line once, and the next time it's gonna break through. Hmm.
All right. Cool.
All right, no problem. If you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. That's why we're here. While
I
I'm
got
just looking for
another.
something. Sure.
When drawing the fib, right?
Hmm.
Jake says to take the first entry when it gets into the first zone. So do you take it? Do you take that entry again if it comes back and touch the first zone and the second zone? Would that be 2 entries?
Okay, here's an example. I'm getting ready to take GR, right? It's coming to the field. Let me show you what I'm saying. For example, okay, GR is almost there. It's actually there now. So let's just take it for giggles. Okay, 221. Let's just take it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the next entry I would take is if it comes into the next zone, which would be the green zone. So I should have waited for it to come all the way up to 633, But I just wanted to show you how this could possibly work. So we can do live training here. So I took it a little lower, but I would have liked it higher, personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have that's money for me. I would take that all day long right there. At
Mm-hmm.
what's that, 236. So I may have to roll this over, but it didn't come up too high. But I may have to roll it over. But let's see what happens. Okay, now we're gonna see if this fib stuff works, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't even a real downtrend pair. This is a temporary downtrend because if I'm not mistaken, GCAD was going up overall. GR. So let's see what happens.
I'm gonna say, look, it started to fall now.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it's in a temporary, downtrend. This is the first
Yeah.
time it really retraced here, so we'll see. And I'll even give it a roll if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes up to another zone, um, it's moving so strong, it's more than likely going to retrace.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a large engulfing candle, they normally retrace.
Normally a red candle will follow up right after that, right? Well,
Say again?
there.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said normally after a strong push up like that, normally it's a sell candle right after if it's a buy candle, right?
Well, I just call it retracement or reversal, and we're coming right to
Mm-hmm.
the half hour as well, so we should see this thing go back the other way at the half hour
Yeah.
mark. So hopefully we see this thing tank in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's a half hour right now.
There we go. We're opening. All right, come on, red candle. Don't play peekaboo with me. All right, there's our red candle opening up.
Mm-hmm.
This thing should tank down.
Well, it broke through both zones, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have. I'm already in the trade. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's up to you. Now, if you want to take a second entry, cool. But I would only do that on a real downtrend, a real uptrend. Remember, this
Mm-hmm.
pair wasn't a real downtrend, so this
Mm-hmm.
is a risky trade using the
Okay.
fear. I should have me roll that over. I won't lose my $10. Oh, it's too late. I was too busy talking. So I wasn't able to roll over because I wasn't paying attention, but I would have definitely rolled this over. But yeah, but like you were saying, taking a second entry would be up here. But see, now this pair is like going up. It didn't really go down.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't have taken a second entry right there unless I was in a real downtrend or a real uptrend.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just watch it and see if it does do that. Or I might get some bust down action this morning. Come on. If you want to keep coming, I ain't going to stop you. Come on. It said psych. Okay, so we didn't clear the trade, but I wanted to at least be able to show you coming up. But I would like for this to be a real, like I said, a real downtrend pair. And a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more time. This may still go down, but right now I want to come up a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just see if it comes up and goes back down. Now I took a dollar trade because I'm just trying to play around and see what happens. When I'm practicing
Mm-hmm.
my strategy and stuff, I only take a dollar trade or I use a demo account. So I won't mess up my account if I just want to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Bon, what
Yeah.
about the bottom of the fib to put it on the body of the candle?
Yeah. You can definitely move that for sure. Thank you.
That might adjust the entry points.
Yeah, about a few pips. If it was maybe like this, that would be a big
Yeah.
difference. That was only a couple of pips, but pips matter. Thank you. All right, let's see if we see anything else because that thing is still going up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we actually are past our time, but I was just trying to see if I can find a pair we can just use for an example.
Yeah.
And again, if you guys see something you want to share your screen and show something, you can. So this isn't something that I would want to use, but if the price comes up to my zone, I will take this all day long. So if the price hits my for 501 or higher, I would take that for a sale. Yes, I like that. So this would be my next call. I would take GU at 500 or higher for a 4-minute sale. All right. So that's all we got for today, you guys. It's past our time. So tomorrow, again, we want to try to keep practicing every day. For your homework, make sure you're marking up at least 5 charts, put them in the AP4 chart markup group. Take a picture of it, zoomed out, zoomed in. Take a picture of your trade call out, and also you taking one trade. And that can be done in a demo or just use $1. You don't have to use a lot of money on your trades. That way you're not, if you're just practicing, you're not losing money. All right. So look forward to seeing all that stuff. Make sure you're doing the workout. Make sure you do your goals. And let's rock. See you guys tomorrow.
Vaughn,
Yes.
where we put any goals?
Say that one more time.